Hi Libra, welcome to your February 2020 love reading. We have our Valentine's Day theme and we're going to get right on into it. See what's happening for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And yes, of course, Venus. This also applies to your Venus sign because I know a lot of people will resonate with their Venus sign when it comes to love. I am not one of those people. My Venus sign doesn't really resonate with me with love readings, but for many people it does. So I always say watch your moon, watch your rising, and just you'll see, you'll figure it out. You'll see what resonates for you most. But we're going to go ahead and see what's happening for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising in your month ahead. So we're going to do 5 cards. And the first card, my darlings, is the Magician. Okay, so this is manifesting energy. You all may be manifesting a significant soulmate. I see the Magician come up a lot as a confirmation when, like, you feel, and here it says energy, you feel in your gut, you feel like something's coming, or like I'm gonna meet somebody. Sometimes when you're intuitive, you'll get that feeling, you know, like you just kind of feel or you sense someone's going to be coming in, and the Magician kind of comes up as clarification, not clarification, but confirmation that yes, you're manifesting this person. So you could be dealing with a significant soulmate in February whom you have manifested. So good for you. Now, this is going to be, sometimes if you're looking at the astrology of things, it could be Sun, Moon, or Rising, Virgo, or Gemini, okay? Because this card is associated with both astrological signs. I can't talk. But again, I don't like to get too much in the astrology of it because sometimes it can be somebody's moon, rising, it could be their Venus, and you don't know that. You don't know that right off the bat sometimes when you meet somebody. So don't let that throw you. Don't get too heavily on that. But it could be definitely somebody that's got Virgo or Gemini somewhere there up in their chart. And definitely manifesting somebody. Now, it's really interesting because this card came up for Leo, and I had, maybe some of you are dealing with a Leo, but I had a different feeling for the card than I do for you all. Like with them, I kind of felt like, because you guys know I read intuitively, kind of felt like the guy was looking at the sun like, oh my god, like they thought that Leo was like just so amazing and just the most amazing thing ever. And for you guys, Libra, I feel it's more like this person that's coming in is bringing light into your life, like shining down light, shining down warmth, like kind of making you want to play and kind of get out there. I adore Libras. I have to say, somebody was very hurt by last week's forecast. I don't know what I said, but a bunch of girls like ganged up on me like, yeah, she just Libra pie star her man, and I don't know what I said, and I was like, look, can you please tell me what I said that hurt you? And she removed the comment. So Libra, I love you guys. I hope you know that. I say that a lot in the videos, and I was just about to say a lot of the Libras that I know, you guys sometimes, not always, but sometimes you guys can get really weighed down with your thoughts because you're very capable of analyzing, you're very capable of looking at like all the factors of a scenario, and sometimes when you do that you can feel a little bit stuck because you're like, well, I should do this, but then you think of all the other things like, oh, but I can't do that, and I can't, oh, but and so some of you Libras might be just kind of like in this, not a mental fog, but like just you don't know which way is up or you don't know which way is out. And I feel like somebody may be coming in and shining in this light and getting you into just this energy of playfulness, because I feel like the sun is shining down on him and he feels so good, like, oh, like, yes, I'm gonna stretch out, I'm gonna get out there, it's a beautiful day, I'm gonna enjoy my life. So I feel it could be somebody that's bringing in a certain element of just life, you know, just warmth and life for you guys. And again, it is a major arcana card. So the major arcana cards come up when there is a significant soulmate or soul connection, at least the way that I read in my readings. And And I've said this before, when the major arcana card come up, it's not just a soulmate, but it's somebody with whom you have a soul contract. Sometimes we make agreements with people before we come into this life that we're going to meet for a specific reason. And I feel the person that's coming into your life is coming into your life to bring them some light, some joy, and you may be kind of showing them some direction, or you may be kind of taking the lead in some way. Not that the sun needs a leader, but you know, I don't know, I'm getting a sense of like inspiration here. I'm getting a very strong feeling of like just going out into the world. Something about just going out into the world. So the next card here is Four of Gems, and this doesn't surprise me, okay? Now there could be factors, Libra, that you're maybe feeling a little unprepared for this person when they come in, because sometimes Four of Gems can indicate that there's fears around finances. And if you're a Libra, that in the past you've had situations with people where it's been like, you know, you felt like maybe they were using you for your money, or you felt like you were in these relationships with people that were just looking at you as like a meal ticket or something. Some of those insecurities may come up for you, but if they're showing up as the Magician, you may have very well manifested someone who's not trying to get into your pockets, okay? Keep this in mind. But some of you may have some fears, and some of you may still have your walls up. You may have been hurt. You may have been through some stuff. But when we see Four of Gems, or Four of Pentacles, or Four of Coins, it could be somebody who has their walls up, somebody who's defensive, somebody who's kind of like having to protect their money, or Spirit might be telling you, some of you Libras, that you're putting way too much importance on money because you're feeling like, oh, but like I'm not at a certain level yet. And this might be a block for some of you. Like you're trying to manifest love, or you're wanting to find the right person, but you're blocking yourself because you have this limited belief in your mind, thinking that, oh, well, I have to have a certain amount of money saved up, or I have to be in a certain level in my career, or I have to own property, or this or that. And you may be putting way too much restrictions on yourself. Every time you think like that, you push love farther away. You tell the universe, don't give me my person until I've accomplished this and this and this and this and that. You're doing that to yourself. The universe isn't doing that to you. So the universe is trying to say for some of you, hey, pay attention. You're putting some restrictions on yourself right now. Maybe ease up on that. If you can understand and realize that you are worthy of love this second, now, this moment, this very second, as you are in this moment. It's not something you have to work up to. Like you don't have to earn it in that way. Okay, Four of Gems here, the creator of this deck has it listed as possessiveness, and that can absolutely be a meaning of the card. It is absolutely a way in which this card can show up. So Libra, and the roles can reverse. It can be the other person. Maybe they're being very possessive of you, or maybe you're feeling possessive of them. But if there's this massive connection, if there's just this massive feeling of like, you know, just somebody you're really excited about, it's very possible sometimes we get to feeling a little bit vulnerable, and we might feel a little bit possessive. So, you know, be on guard for that. Be aware of that. If the other person's being possessive of you, it's just because they just can't believe that you're in their life, and, you know, they need a little bit of reassurance. Just basically that, you know, you're into them, or you're not going anywhere, or whatever it might be. There could be an element of possessiveness, so just be on the lookout for that, okay? Next card here is we have Six of Gems. So this is generosity. And what did I tell you? Wow, what a beautiful confirmation. I love it when that happens. It makes me so happy. So I was saying some of you Libras are kind of worried that, you know, you have this maybe tendency, maybe you're successful, or maybe you're a hard worker, or maybe you just have a great big loving heart and you love to give to people, but you may have had like this pattern where your past relationships, people just kind of look at you like to take, right? Like you're just kind of worried people are trying to get into your pockets. Six of Gems is massive, okay? In terms of if you've been dealing with that, this is a massive, massive happy message coming in for you, because this is going to be not just about generosity, where you may be on the receiving end and you may be manifesting a generous lover. But this is also going to be a situation where there's lots of give and take, like just that flow, that universal flow. It could also be that you guys are doing something together in terms of business that's going to be very successful. It could be somebody coming in as a part of some kind of business venture, and it begins to, kind of carry over into the romantic. But, when we have 6 of gems or 6 of coins, 6 of pentacles in a love reading, it tells me that this is someone who's going to be giving to you. So maybe in the past, maybe it hasn't been about finances. Maybe you've just felt like in past relationships, you've always been the one keeping things together. You've always been the one taking the initiative. You've always been the one, scheduling things and activities, and let's do this and let's do that. And so this is somebody who's also investing in you, okay? They're investing their energy, their time, their attention, potentially money, potentially finances. You all could be doing something together in terms of business, but this is someone that you're not just giving, you're receiving. You're also receiving, and there's going to be this flow. This person may be someone that loves to give gifts, and it could be like small generosities or things that are very just kind of like sentimental, or they kind of like touch your heart, or it makes you feel like, oh wow, they thought of me, or oh wow, this person knows me so well. But I do feel like I'm seeing like little trinkets, like just little small things. And so it could just be also that this is someone that their love language is to give gifts. Someone's love language where they like to give gifts, or they like to they may be very generous in that way. Okay. The next card we have here, my darlings, is 8 of Shells. Ooh, sacrifice. So 8 of Shells could be 8 of water, right? 8 of water typically. But here in this deck, they have water listed as shells. And this person put sacrifice. So, which is Amy Zerner, the creator of this deck. And it really blew me away the first time I saw this card as I was going through the cards, because I've never, ever, ever in my life thought of 8 of water or 8 of cups as sacrifice. But she has it listed in that you might be dealing with a situation where you're having to look at like what you're willing to give up for the relationship, or you're looking at, do I really want to do this? Is there may be some not obstacles, but Libra, you may be kind of in a place in your life where you're getting comfortable with the way things are. You may kind of like your life the way that things are. Maybe you've been single for a while, or maybe you're newly coming out of a relationship, or newly coming out of a divorce or something, and now this person's coming along and you're like, holy moly, like I had this other plan, but we have this wonderful connection, and you might have to decide what you want to do. Like, what do you want to give? What do you want to take? If you're in an existing relationship, it could be that this is like you guys are having to find more connection within yourselves to bring the spark back into an existing relationship. That can be a factor as well. But for me, 8 of Shells has always been, or 8 of Cups, I should say, has always been a card that comes up when Spirit says, you're about to have your wish come true. You're about to get what you asked for. You're about to get what you wanted. But you may find yourself feeling very discouraged very soon after, like something is losing that new car smell because of a lack of spiritual connection. So if you've been thinking that, like if this person comes along, I'm going to be super happy, and the reason why I'm so sad is because I'm lacking companionship in my life, but once I have that, I'm going to be so happy. You're going to find that if you don't have this, connection with the higher self, you're going to go right back to feeling lonely fairly quickly after. Remember, you had the possessiveness card? I feel like the 8 of Shells is kind of saying how you can avoid this, because I feel there's such a powerful, happy connection with this person that you may at some point, or they may feel, it could be a reversed role. Somebody's feeling like they're not getting enough of the time, they're not getting enough of the attention, and they may be feeling lonely very quickly soon after. You're like, wow, you know, like we're together. And Libras, you guys can be very, very social. I adore Libras. I love Libras. I'm not saying anything mean about Libras. No Libra stole my man. Nothing like that happened, okay? I'm just saying you guys can be very, very social. And so maybe it's just feeling like this person, like you're just not getting enough of them, or they're not getting enough of you. And if you can do it yourself and with this other person to connect with the higher self, you're not going to have this possessiveness. You're not going to have this insecurity. You're not going to go right back to feeling lonely again, right? Because we can be in a relationship and we can feel super lonely. And sometimes it's because we're with the wrong person. And sometimes it's because we have to make a connection within ourselves about the things that we're passionate about, the things that bring us joy. When I talk about spiritual connection, I don't mean you got to like go and sit in a cave and meditate for 4 hours a day and get into incense and candles or go to church all the time. A spiritual connection is whatever makes you feel connected to your Zen, to a sense of love, you know, love moving through you, love flowing through you, things that bring you joy, things that bring you happiness, okay? So that's a very important thing for you to keep in mind to make this work in February, because something really good is coming in, and you know, you can really allow it to grow and flourish, or you can allow yourself to shrink back into that fear mentality. Your next card here is Six of Shells, and so this is joy. This is happiness. This is, you know, having a good time. This is good things happening. It can also indicate that this is somebody returning to you, okay? Kind of like with Capricorn, it could be a a missed connection. It could be somebody from the past that maybe you had encountered previously, but maybe the timing wasn't right, or whatever the factors may have been. And this could be somebody that you're reconnecting with, kind of like coming back full circle. It could be a past love. You may be rekindling something with a past love or a childhood friend. You know, it could be somebody that not necessarily is an ex, but somebody whom you've known, or somebody who you just didn't see that way before, but something about this point in time, this stage in time, you all are connecting. Especially since I kind of got the feeling or the sense that for some of you, this is someone you have some kind of business with. And I don't mean business with in terms of like you guys are you know, currently running a business together. That's not what I mean. Although I do feel this is a relationship that has the potential of becoming a relationship / business partners. But business with in terms of like, you know, they may be providing a service and you may be going to them for that service, and it could, like I said, be somebody from the past, like, oh my goodness, I remember you, I didn't know that you did this, or like whatever, like something like this. Or it could just be that you know, you all are doing something together that, like, for help, like, oh, you know, I don't know, maybe somebody's asking you to move or something, and you guys are starting to talk, or a friend of a friend is asking you to go help a friend of theirs move, and you kind of know the person, but you don't know the person, but you start talking, or just something in that way. When I say business, like, this person may not come in, like, from the internet. They may not come in from, like, you know, somebody, you know, asking you out on a date. It could just be that you guys are doing some task together, or just going about your day, and you guys start seeing each other for a specific task. So, and then it could be that you guys begin to kind of come into a relationship. So again, different strokes for different folks. These are general readings. I highly, highly recommend that you watch your moon, sun, and rising sign. One more thing about the Six of Shells before I move on. A lot of the times this can also indicate, which told me when I talk about playfulness and warmth, Six of Shells can be a soulmate, significant soulmate returning to you in this life, even if you haven't met them before in this life. And it can be someone that gives you a sense of familiarity. So there could be something about this person that makes you feel very at home. Like when you're with this person, you feel at home with them. Okay, for some of you, it could be that you've been seeking to, sometimes this card comes up, and it blows my mind how many times it applies in this way, but sometimes it comes up in a way for somebody that's been trying really hard to date outside of their background, outside of their upbringing. You know, like maybe you grew up in a certain culture, but you're living in a country different from like where your parents came from, or where whatever, where you were born or whatever. And so you may be seeking like relationships outside of your culture or outside of your race even, but you might have somebody come in that is like, wow, you know, I thought I wanted something different. I thought I didn't want to be with my culture, or I thought I wanted to expand, but there's just something about this person that makes me feel at home in a good way. Because sometimes what happens is people will like, you know, feel like, you know, they may focus on like negative aspects of their upbringing, and they may stereotype it that, oh, well, you know, my parents were negative because of the culture or because of the beliefs. And then they meet somebody who's very much like them, who also felt like kind of, you know, kind of on the outside or on the outskirts, and you're like, wow, but no, I really feel at home with this person, and I really like that we have had similar experiences, and I really like that we have had you know, a similar upbringing, and there's just something that feels very much like home. Sometimes this card comes up for people that have this thing in their head where they feel like, you know, I'm way too different from my culture and I gotta be outside of my culture. And Spirit says, well, you're about to have somebody coming that might change your mind about that. So again, that's not for all of you, but I do see that this card come up in that way a lot in readings. Okay, my darlings. Again, watch your moon sign, rising sign video. It could be helpful. You can watch your Venus sign if you haven't already. A lot of people like to watch their Venus sign when it comes to love. And they say it resonates. Hasn't resonated for me, but you know, when you watch enough, you'll figure out which tends to resonate for you most. I would also like to let you guys know, if you would like a private reading, this could be a good time because I am having a special sale. I was at 88,000 subscribers a blink and a half ago. I'm at 90 now. But I wanted to say thank you so much for 88,000 subscribers. So I was having an $88 sale on the $150 60-minute videos. So instead of 150, the 60-minute videos are 88. I know that might still be too steep for some people. I get it. If you click on the Calendly link, you'll see a bunch of different options. I've got some pretty affordable options on there. And even if that's, you know, still too steep, I'm going to keep the, you know, videos coming. There's angel messages. Check those out. The February angel messages will be up soon. You can check those out. And also, did I do the February? I think I did the February. Gosh. Well, I have to double check. Hold on. Yes, February angel messages are up. I will link them in the description. Also, weeklies are going to keep coming. I'm going to do the weeklies every single week. And if you still want some daily guidance, please, guys, amethystangellight on Instagram and Facebook. Every day I post the card of the day, and then I do a fun little pick a card. I'm also going to be posting meditations and affirmations and things on the social media as well. We have a full moon coming up, so I'm going to be posting a little affirmation for the full moon. And just all, you know, good little things, good little tidbits on there throughout the day that can be helpful for a lot of people. I thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm wishing you a fabulous February, Libras. And I love you guys. Nobody be offended, please. I don't know what I said in last week's weekly forecast. But, you know, I do adore Libras. And so if any of you were hurt by last week's message, do forgive me, my dears. And I'm, again, wishing you a fabulous February. Take care.